everybody, and welcome to a new speed build. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. I upload new speed builds every Sunday and new stop motion videos every Wednesday. So on my channel it's all about Sims 4 building, and if that sounds like something you're interested in, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a like as well, because that really helps me out. So today I have another Sims 4 Cottage Living build for you, and this one is a farm. And I have had a couple of builds, Cottage Living builds, recently, especially on my Instagram. I have been posting a lot of doll houses, but also my last stop motion video was a Cottage Living only build, so I have been building a lot with base game and Cottage Living only, and you can see a lot of posts on Instagram. As I said, it's at Missy Motion if you want to follow me there as well. And this time I decided to go for a farm. Now, I have been wanting to build a farm when the pack came out, basically, and even before that I was pretty interested in building a farm, because obviously one of my absolute favorite things about this pack are the animals, and I'm sure it's the same for you guys. I actually did a poll recently and asked you what is your favorite aspect about Cottage Living on Instagram too, and a lot of you guys said the animals, so I'm sure I'm not alone with that. And yeah, so farming is a big thing in this pack, obviously, and my attempt was to make this a farm where there are animals, but they are like not kept for getting milk or meat or whatever. They are just being kept for just living with the humans, and it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a living farm, I guess, because yeah, that's kind of what I would love in real life as well. And yeah, so let me talk about this build a little more. I have been starting to build this before the pack was out, and I started to build this in Windenburg, and now I already moved to Hanford on Bagley, and this is the 64 by 64 lot. Now hear me out. This is a massive build, and I will not show you everything. I had to delete some things because it just would have been way too long, the video. And yeah, especially the landscaping took me forever, but yeah, I will show you everything that you need to see in order to understand what I have been doing. Anyway, this is the 64 by 64 lot, and as you saw, I started with the landscaping. And I know this might not be like the most realistic farm because I don't know, maybe it's realistic in England, but I suppose it's not, because I think for a farm to be on a hill, it's quite well, it doesn't really make sense, right? Because you would have to like carry stuff around up the hill, and yeah, I imagine that to be pretty counterproductive, I guess. So yeah, but I figured it's Sims, you know, I can do whatever the heck I want. So I decided to do this anyway and build it on a hill, because I just you might know that I really like having different levels in builds, because I think that makes the build look just much more interesting. And yeah, that's why I decided to do some terrain, and we have actually, I think, 4 different levels. So the ground level is not really, there isn't anything there. I have a pond on the left side, but it's just for decoration basically. And then we have a little gardening area in the first level, and then on the right side on the second level are the animals, and on the top level on the left side is the house. And this is a generations farm, meaning that the Sims here are going to be, well, that's what I had in mind, that they are going to be a family, and a family with different generations. So we have the grandparents, we have the parents, and the children, and yeah, that's what I kind of had in mind. So this is a big house. It has let me count. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 6 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. So it's very massive, and there is an office, there is a big kitchen, there is a living room, obviously, and the children even have their own playroom. So it's really like a massive build, and it may not look like it. I think if you see the build at first, you think like, okay, this is not really an impressive big build. But yeah, it looks kind of tiny up on that hill, but it's not. Believe me, it's massive, and it took me forever to furnish this. And yeah, you will see later on, I'm not showing you all the interior, I'm not showing you all of the rooms, but I am showing you quite a few. So anyway, obviously in Sims we can only have 8 Sims, and this is totally suitable for 8 Sims. You could, like, theoretically, you could even have 9 Sims and 2 dogs or cats or whatever you want. So obviously that's not possible, but I mean, I guess there's mods for it, but without them it's not possible. And yeah, but you could. There is a bedroom for grandma, and this is a double bed, so they could be 2. They could be grandma and grandpa. Then there is the basically master bedroom for the parents, which is 2 more. And then we have a room for twins or siblings, like kids, which is also for 2. And then we have a toddler room. No, the kids is the toddlers. They should be twins, or no, I'm getting confused. It's the other way around. So I was right. A double room for 2 kids and then 2 toddler rooms. And there's another room for 18. So it's actually for 8 Sims, and or is it 9? I lost count now. And yeah, and you could also have 2 dogs, because there's like 2 feeding stations. I forget the name. So yeah, it's a pretty big house, and obviously the landscaping is even bigger. So this really took me a long time. I have started building this a couple weeks before the pack came out, and yeah, I didn't do a lot because this time I didn't want to restrict myself. I did not use base game and Cottage Living only, but yeah, it did take quite a long time. So obviously I again had to add a pond. I mean, I actually added 2, and I did that right when the pond tool came out, and I just love them. I cannot get enough. They are so pretty, and the animals, they might even be like my favorite part, because you know, the animals in the sheds, that's all great and awesome, and I love it. But these wild animals like the ducks and swans and whatever, I love that we can place them ourselves. So we do have like the option to have as many as we want, basically, or not have any at all. And I really love that, and you don't need to take care of them, so they just are there and are cute, and I love that. So yeah, now I'm already onto the kitchen. This build is a little bit all over the place, because as I said, I started early on and the pack wasn't launched yet. So I did start with a little bit of landscaping beforehand, and well, actually, basically almost all the landscaping is done. Let's be real. And yeah, you did not see me do a lot of landscaping, because I cut a lot of it out because it's so repetitive. I added rocks everywhere where the terrain was showing, the terrain paint, and covered it with plants, and that's it. So you did see that once, and I just repeated that, which took forever, so I didn't want to bore you with that. And yeah, the kitchen, I wanted it to be big and spacious, and basically the whole house, I just wanted to look like it really is for a big family. So a big family is living there, so I wanted it to look very lived in, and well, just spacious, a lot of seating areas, and you know, they have a big table. There's even space for 2 toddlers if you want to have them. And yeah, just they can cook together there, which I just love this new feature. It's so cute. You will see that in the cinematic shots in the end too. that I did try that out. I did try a little bit of gameplay for this video too, and I really love it. It's so adorable and so much fun. And yeah, also I added in some laundry because, yeah, as I said, I wanted it to look very lived in and pretty much as realistic as possible. Now, I know that being said, it's not like a realistic farm, I know that, but yeah, I guess you know what I mean. And I don't typically add in laundry or washing machines and whatnot, because I always assume not everybody has the pack, and if you don't have it, it's a little bit of a waste of space in my opinion, especially the washer and dryer. It's just so big. And yeah, I don't want to. I always think like if you want to add it in later on, you can always do that, add an extra room or whatever. And yeah, but if you don't have the pack, it's kind of a shame, I think. So I typically don't use that, but I did in this case because I just felt it kind of belongs there. And I also added this washing tub and the clothesline outside. And yeah, I think that's a really cute way to do some gameplay too with a big family. And now we're on to the living room, and I actually added 2 fireplaces. So the first one is in the living room, which you see right now. And the second one is actually in the master bedroom, so in the parents' bedroom. And that one is not accessible because I placed a dog bed right in front of it. And I know that it's not functional, which I think is such a shame because it's so like, it's a very common thing to have dog beds in front of the fireplace or cat beds or whatever. I think it's a very common thing for animals to like to chill out in front of the fireplace if you have one. So I wish this would be possible, but it's not. And I still kept it in because I think it's cute, and you obviously can just delete it if you want to use the fireplace, and that's fine. So yeah, I figured it's no big deal, but this one works in the living room. And yeah, there's, as I said, a lot of seating areas. And we have the rocking chair as well, which I thought would be perfect for Grams. She can just sit there, do some knitting. And oh, by the way, the cross stitching, I did try that, and I don't know, it didn't work. I don't know what I did wrong, but initially I thought it was like the knitting that you just have to place it in your inventory, and then they will just start the cross stitching when you like tell them to, but it doesn't work that way, I think. Yeah, I don't know why. I tried to make it work. I wanted Grandma to do some cross stitching in the cinematic shots in the end, but yeah, it didn't work. I don't know. If you know what possibly could have been going wrong, or if you have been having some issues with that as well, let me know in the comments. So yeah, so as I said, this is the living room, and I'm just basically cluttering everything up, but I wanted it to look really old this time. So I wanted it to look like there's really like generations been living in this home. Maybe not even just Grandma, even her mother and dad before that. So yeah, I wanted it to look very, I mean, I'm not really like old. I didn't add any cracks in the walls, but yeah, just a lot of mixed furniture, and yeah, that's kind of the vibe that I was going for. And yeah, this is the parents' bedroom, and this is quite pink, and I was actually debating whether or not I should use that kind of color scheme for the bedroom, because yeah, I don't know, I think it's always a bit tricky for a bedroom if it's for 2 sims, like a male and a female sim. But I don't know, I figured, I mean, men can like pink too, right? It's not like a female thing only. I know a lot of men that like pink, I guess. So yeah, I just kept it, and I have a lot of pink in my home as well. My boyfriend doesn't mind. I mean, he occasionally drops a little comment about it, but that's it. So we still have some pink in the house, and yeah. So I think that's fine. And here's the fireplace. As I said, it's just yeah, it's functional. Of course, you just have to delete the dog bed. By the way, I don't know how I feel about this new sofa that we got. I mean, we got 2 actually, but the love seat that we got, to me, it's actually more of a I don't know, more of a bench. For me, it's really like something that I would place outside. It doesn't look comfortable at all. I mean, it does look like it's a cute bench. I love it. It's very, very pretty, but it really doesn't look like something that I would put into my living room. You know what I mean? And it's not like we can add some pillows and the Sims can sit on it. So yeah, I don't really know what they were thinking with that. I think this really belongs to the outside more, and I use it that way too. But yeah, and the other sofa, like the three-seat sofa, I don't know. It's cute. I like the colors, but I have kind of expected something a little more, maybe even a couple more sofas, or maybe one more sofa with like a little bit more like of an more antique look to it, more patterns, like, you know, some flower patterns, more like a grandma kind of sofa. I think the sofa and the armchair kind of look pretty modern to me, actually. They could be like modern leather or something. I don't know. What do you think? Am I the only one who has issues with that? I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Okay, but this is the master bedroom pretty much done, and I'm, by the way, not showing you any bathrooms because they are really not pretty. I on purpose made them quite ugly because I figured they would be quite old and used and not very pretty to look at, so that's what I was going for, and I just think it's not like necessary to show you. And yeah, I had to cut out something, so the bathrooms it is. But a lot of the rooms have actually an ensuite bathroom, and I think that's not very realistic either. Even to have 5 bathrooms in such an old house, like in an old farmhouse, I think it's not realistic at all. But yeah, I just went for it because I had the space and I really didn't want like to add an extra room or something. And so yeah, and I think for gameplay it's pretty convenient, because if you have a big house like that and you really want to play with it, it's always such a pain to have to walk your Sims like from the top right corner to the bottom left corner, and they take like I don't know 30 minutes to walk to the bathroom. And yeah, so I thought it's pretty convenient for gameplay, so I did that. And this was the grandma's bedroom. Actually, it's pretty much, well, yeah, self-explanatory. And here I'm working on the teen's bedroom. Now for the teen, I know it's pretty black, but I kind of had a story in mind of her being kind of like in a goth kind of phase, and I kind of imagined her, or him, I don't know, whatever you fancy. I kind of imagine them to be I don't know, very artistic, very like into music and into art. They have their own easel, and yeah, they have a lot of like art and like music and film posters. And yeah, so I figured they would be in kind of like a goth phase, and they would just be kind of like gloomy all the time. And well, like they hit puberty, and well, that's kind of what happens, right? So yeah, I was really going full on black here. And to be honest, I kind of like it. I kind of enjoy that. I didn't expect it, but I don't know, the warm wooden floor kind of, yeah, makes up for it a little bit in my opinion. And I'm usually not a big fan of black at all. Like in clothing, definitely, but not like in my home. It's not, I like it pretty light and bright and airy. I don't know, but this room I kind of like it. I think it has style, and yeah, if I were a teen or in my teenage years, I think I would have liked a room like that. Even though I already in that age I was pretty girly always. So yeah, but still I like it. I hope you like it too. So yeah, that's my little story for the teen living here. And then I think I will move on to the playroom, which is maybe I'm not showing that, I'm not sure, but there's not much happening there anyway. No, I'm not showing it. So on the first floor we have the teens room, we have the kids double room for 2 kids, and then we have the playroom. And in the playroom, you will see that in the cinematic shots. There's not like that much going on, but they have a lot of like activities there because, yeah. So this is the backyard area, and it's not that big actually. So there's not that much happening, but they do have some sunbeds, they do have a barbecue, they do have, as I said, the clothesline and the washing tub that I will just put in a second. And they have, again, some gardening items here, and they have the bees and the insects farms and all that. So they have a lot to do, even though the space is quite limited, but there is something in the front yard too. So in the front of the house, they have a swing there and like the play thingy for the children, and yeah. So now I'm just adding in some paths with terrain paint, and I will cover them up with rocks, which did take quite a long time. And yeah, then I'm just adding some more terrain paint, like some soil around the plants and everything, and I'll cover everything with plants that is kind of like empty space. And also for the chickens and the llama sheds, I added some like I think it's salty sand that I used because I wanted it to look a little bit more like actual animals live there. So yeah, and I'm actually just adding some more decorations, and that's basically already it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a pretty long video for my channel, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!